Good evening, everyone. Realized that I did not shoot a very good intro for this video, so I'm coming along afterwards and adding an intro. This is the other Matt, and the lock I picked tonight is an EVVA EPS. This is a German lock, very German. The name EVVA should tell you how überdeutsch this thing is. Don't let the keyway scare ya. I had to make an 013 tool to get in there, but it slips between the wards like butter, and really made this lock my bitch, for lack of better words. There are 7 pins. I guess I should start by saying this is the big brother of the EVVA DPS. So if you're looking for information on the EPS, everything from the DPS applies, but there are more pins in an EPS. This is 7 pin. DPS is 5 pins. I've heard story of either in 6 pin, but I don't believe it. Anywho, 7 pins. This guy's got 4 spools. Long spools, long enough to be continued. And it's been mastered. However, I don't think that made it any easier to pick, really. It does work. It's locked up. I put the key away, so I don't have a key handy to show you, but the key does work in it. In fact, let me pull that key out so I can explain how the sidebar works. So this is a mostly passive sidebar in these guys. When you're picking them, they come into play. Not like you would think a sidebar is a secondary locking mechanism, though. More like a trap to stop a pin. And that's literally what it does. So the key is profiled on the side. And as long as you don't touch those teeth, you can pick this guy to what we would call an open, 90 degrees, with no ills. If you were to use a pick with, or a key with the wrong profile bitting, or if you were to turn this guy past 180 when you're picking, or past 90 when you're picking it, so past here or here, you would end up with the number 3 pin in the Bible slamming down into the sidebar. There's a little notch on the sidebar that it fits into, and it keeps you from being able to turn the core and unlock the lock. So it's actually pretty smart anti-pick without being intrusive. I personally like it better than the Metacode design, because it's not active. You don't have to worry about it unless, unless you don't know about it. Then you're going to learn about it real quick. But one of the downfalls of these EPS and DPS line is that there's only a single sidebar on the right side here. EVA made a DPX or a DPI that has a second sidebar on the other side. Reason you need that is because if you turn this guy clockwise, you can get past the unlock point without triggering the trap pin. So they put another sidebar in there, so you can't do that. So it's just a better lock. But anyway, nothing left to it but to do it. So pitter patter. Right. EVA EPS pick and gut. Counterclockwise rotation. False set. Tighten the vise up just a little. Don't want to squish the... Just trying to find the spool I'm hung up on. It's really hard when I'm trying to hold it in the vise with my hand. It kind of defeats the purpose of a vise, yeah? Can't keep holding this in the vise. Darn it. It's still sliding around in my vise. This sucks. I had a false set, and I think I overset number 1. And and open. Whee! Okay, I'm gonna let you stare at that lock for a minute. Contemplate your navel or something. I'm gonna move that out of the way. Lay that down. Bring pinning tray over. Whew. I'm gonna try and keep you guys looking at that. I'm gonna get the camera off my chest right here. This video probably means more to me than any other video I've shot, so I'm sorry for the jiggle and wiggle, but I want you guys to see I'm putting this down on my pinning tray. It's not adulterated at all. All right. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. It's not the first time I've gotten this open, but it's the first time I got it open on camera. That isn't open. I'm going to go ahead and relog it just to prove that it doesn't open on its own. Here's the key. You can see that it is 7 pins. There's the profile marks for the sidebar. The key does work. I don't have a proper follower for this because of this long tailpiece that I could have cut off, but I kind of like it. I don't want to cut it off. So what I am going to do is I'm going to gut it from the top. Once I've got the pins out of the Bible, then I'll go ahead and pull the core and give you a shot of the key pins. Makes it a little harder to put back together, but like I said, I don't have a follower that fits. Pin number 1 is a spool. Those EVVA spools are long enough to be continued, yeah? That's why I fought with that false set. Sorry if I go on blabbing through the rest of this video after being so quiet, but I've got some adrenaline to run off. Number 2 was a spool. Number 3 was a spool, a little shorter. Number 4 was a spool. Four spools so far. Number 5. Standard. Number 6, standard. Still shaking. Number 7, standard. So there's driver pins. See if I can tell my right from my left here. Whew, the spools, man. Just can't get over how long they are. Alright. Now that we've got the Bible, let's see if we can get this clip off. Don't worry, that wasn't the stock clip, and I have another one. I took the stock clip off earlier because it was a cinch down type, and I didn't have removers for it, so it got kind of messy. I'm going to leave the key in, otherwise the sidebar will fly away. You can see that I've done nothing to the sidebar notches. They're all still there, both sides. Sidebar is in place. Let's do key pins first. Okay, no, I did not mess up there. That was mastered. Number 5 was mastered with the thickest master wafer I've ever seen. It looks like half a key pin. I thought so. The grease held it in. I don't know which side that drill resistant rod went to, but it does not matter. There's our pins. We've got all 7. You can see this was master wafered. Whether or not that made this easier or harder, don't care. It's open. Now let's see if we can get that sidebar. can see it has not been tampered with, reshaped in any way. There's the sidebar. Try to give you a shot of the fingers on it. Sidebars have not been modified. You can see up there. That little dot in the middle is how you release the trap pin. So imagine trying to pick this guy from the side, the side of the plug to release that pin. Yeah, I'm glad I knew about it before I started. Alright. That back in so I don't lose it. And there you go, folks. EVVA EPS. While you're staring at the pins, I got a couple of shout outs to send. First is to Tumblr for giving me the bravery to tackle this lock. He did a DPS, I believe it was, that I went, well, that doesn't look so hard. It's just a keyway problem. I want to thank Crispy Bear, who will probably never see this, but because of his work on an EPS on YouTube, I figured this one out. As well as everybody who's motivated me on the Discord. Intbada, Stab in the Eye, Helpful Lockpicker. Man, if I missed you, you know who you are. You're a great bunch of dudes, and you guys making headway with your locks has challenged me to up my game. So here it is. Later, y'all.